Good morning, all. We are going to give people a few minutes, just maybe 2 minutes to log on. We've got about 8, but I would like to just request that in the chat, if you can just put in your details, where you're from, what you're doing, just so that other people can also engage with you, please. Let's see, how many do we have now? 12. Good morning, Rishni.
Good morning. Morning, Naz. Morning, everyone.
Morning. Good morning. We've got about 12 attendees. We're just going to give the rest of the attendees about 2 minutes before we kick off.
Sure.
Yeah. Hi, Ricardo. I see Kevin Joseph, Lydia, welcome to the session. For those that who just joined, please can you just add your details into the chat and introduce yourself to the participants in the room. Thank you. Morning, Pamela. Chumani. Hi, Nita and Peter. Great. Empire, Partner Foundation, People Solutions, Rosina, good morning. I'm just going to check if Rishni is going to come online to kick off the session. So please just give me 1 second.
Good morning, everybody. and welcome to our webinar on the BPESA Nelson Mandela Day Award. We are also going to touch on the launch of the rest of our awards, but just to wish you all a very warm welcome from a cold Johannesburg. Really great to see some familiar faces on the call. Really a huge thank you for making time for us this morning. It is quite an exciting time of the year for BPESA because we actually kickstart our planning around our conference, which is going to be from the 3rd to the 5th of November in KZN in Durban. It will be hosted at the Durban ICC. And as you all know, that conference culminates in an award ceremony on the night of the 5th of November. So we are really excited about launching our efforts towards that conference and awards. One of the special new introduction awards to the sector is actually the BPESA Nelson Mandela Day Award. We find that, you know, the GBS sector is actually quite a special sector in that everything that we do around social impact, whether it is training unemployed, excluded youth, transitioning them into jobs, skilling them, upskilling, reskilling, training them into leadership roles. It's all around social impact. So the one thing that we've been struggling to do is to profile that level of impact that we make from a social perspective, you know, both nationally and internationally. So we also aware that many of our operators and members invest quite heavily in social initiatives throughout the year. However, I know that there's a real special drive when it comes to the Nelson Mandela Day initiatives, and some of you do such amazing, such exciting things, and it's only right that we are able to give you an opportunity to be able to showcase that. And I know a lot of people may argue that, listen, when you do charity and you do social initiatives, you don't want to actually advertise it. But I think it's important. I think it's an important part of what we all have committed to and what we all do. So that's just a little bit of context as to what this is all about. So we really want to recognize and celebrate companies in our sector that are driving meaningful change in their communities. And this award honors the legacy of Nelson Mandela by highlighting impactful Mandela Day campaigns that uplift South African communities and promote long-term development. So the aim of this award is basically to recognize the GBS companies demonstrating a strong commitment to community development, encourage innovative and sustainable corporate social responsibility initiatives, and inspire a culture of giving and collective impact in honor of Nelson Mandela's values. So what most of you may already be aware of is obviously the Mandela brand resonates quite extensively across the globe, especially in the US. And anything that has a Mandela brand to it actually does get a lot of attention. And over and above that, you know, as a sector, we also have to drive ESG and DEI priorities when we are submitting RFPs for international work, etc. So this is also a way of being able to enhance those ESG objectives and DEI objectives. Next slide, please, Naz. So to be eligible to participate in this award, all GBS companies operating in South Africa, firstly, are eligible to enter. And then participants must submit a proposal outlining their Mandela Day campaign. And I know that, there's not many days left to do this, but I'm sure that plans are already underway, and it's just a matter of putting those plans into a campaign concept and an execution plan. So describing the campaign's objectives, activities, and time frame, provide details on planning, coordination, and execution, and then sharing of short videos of the Nelson Mandela Day activations. And this video is going to be important because when we announce the winner, we're actually going to be showcasing this video at the national awards. Community impact, explain how the campaign has positively impacted the targeted community or communities, and include quantitative and qualitative evidence of the campaign's success. And then the sustainability and long-term benefits, highlight how the campaign promotes sustainable development and long-term benefits for the community, and include any ongoing initiatives or future plans to continue supporting the community beyond Nelson Mandela Day. Next slide, please, Naz. And then this would be the award categories and judging. So we will have the best community empowerment initiative. We will have the best educational support program, the best health and well-being campaign, and the best environmental sustainability project. Now, as you can see, every single one of these ties directly into your ESG and DEI objectives and priorities within your respective organizations. We can move on, Naz, to the next slide. So the submission process, entries will be judged across those four categories, with a deadline for entries is 29th of August, 2025. The awards portal is set to go live on the 21st of July. So I know that a lot of companies actually choose to do it on the 18th of July, and others end up spreading it across the month. So hopefully it does give you sufficient time to be able to put your concepts together and actually activate, even if it's the latter part of July. People don't usually like going into August because August has a whole kind of Woman Day or Woman Month focus, should I say. But even if it has to go into August, that's fine. We're not going to disqualify you around it. The whole idea is that it is around social impact. So the winners will be announced at the annual BPESA, GBS, and BPO conference and Alchemy Awards. We usually announce the top 3 kind of nominations for the awards the night before, which would be on the 4th of November, and then the actual winners would be announced on the night of the 5th of November. Moving on.
The next slide is more on the general awards program, but we can pause now if there's any questions relating to this specific category. I'm just checking. Any questions from the floor? I don't see any hands.
Yeah, I think it was quite simple. So everybody.
No, there's Lee. I see
Okay.
Lee raised a hand and then Lee disappeared.
Lee, please go ahead. Lee, I think we need to unmute her, Naz.
Yeah, I want to unmute. Lee just dropped. So maybe we can just go to the next slide, which is the timelines for the awards. Let's see. Are you on mute, Rishni? Oh.
Hello, sorry.
You'll take. Oh, okay.
Sorry, hello. How are you all? It's
Very
Nita.
well.
I saw
Hi,
somebody
Nita.
unmuted me. Hello, hello. Were you looking for me? I just went to the ladies.
Oh
No,
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 we
we weren't.
just
We were just asking for if anyone had
Oh,
questions with regards to the Mandela Day Awards.
oh.
Okay, so Naz, I'm going to hand over to you for the awards timeline.
great. Sure, thank you.
Really?
If I can just ask all the participants to go on mute because I'm allowing you to. I've opened the mics for you in case there are any questions. But yes, this is our awards timeline for 2025. Our call for judges will be going out tomorrow. We've got a webinar set for the 18th of July. And the idea is to go through the process as well as the platform. This year, we are aligning with KPPO in terms of a platform as well as our judges' criteria questions. So our systems will be duplicates of each other. So the one change this year that's going to impact the Western Cape is that we are asking that all Western Cape-based organizations or campaigns, especially for your operators that operate nationally, anything that comes from the Western Cape should go through the Cape BPO awards portal. And once they get to a finalist stage, their finalists will go into the national finalist pool. So that's a massive change, but I want to also say to organizations that are national, please note that the system is exactly the same. We're starting a week after BPESA, KPPO, sorry, and then we also close a week after they close, giving you time to actually focus on your national entries, which is from Gauteng, KZN, Eastern Cape. Then entries will close on the 29th of August, and then our online judging will happen between the 1st and 12th of September. And then we also allow auditors to go through our online scoring, followed by the announcement, the 24th, where the finalists will be announced. The interview dates are set for the 29th to the 10th of October. So we put it out there so that if you are on the announced, if you're part of the finalist pool on the 24th of September, we ask that you keep your calendar open as far as possible. We generally do the individual categories first, and then moving on to your company categories. And then, yeah, that's followed by our auditing, and then we announce the winners on the 5th of November at the ICC in Durban. I think that is what industry's been waiting for, just to get the timelines. But once the call for judges go out, I think from next week you'll be able to download the awards book. Again, the questions are exactly the same as KPPO. The categories are all aligned. There are a few categories that are additional categories from the CEO categories or CEO awards. That additional categories will be in our workbook, and you won't find it in KPPO's workbook, but everything is aligned. So yeah, I'm going to open the floor because that was quite a quick overview. If there's any questions from the participants, please raise your hand. And I think you're unmuted as well. Let's see. No questions?
Hey Nes, Lee here. I think so far everything has been very clear. Thank you. I think the only thing that I would like to ask is that, if possible, that the presentation can be shared with us.
It will be shared. We'll share tomorrow morning. If you registered or registered for the webinar, we'll be able to share it. Yes, Lee. That's good.
Okay,
Great.
perfect. Thank you.
Peter. Thank you, Peter. Peter, you can go.
There we go. Hi, Naz. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
I just want to confirm for the Mandela Awards categories, are those only applicable to the BPOs and GBS centers, or are they only also for the service providers and partners of?
service providers partners of, so all our members.
Perfect. Thank you. That's all from me.
Great. I think our industry is quite good, because I don't see any questions, and I'm a bit worried that
Yeah.
we are quiet, but
No,
I see the
thanks,
show of
Naz. I
hands.
think, I think it is quite straightforward, and we knew that, we're not going to take your full hour, so we're obviously going to buy you back some time in your day. But what I just want to kind of conclude by saying that, it's really, really important for companies to be able to profile themselves as well. So obviously participating in things like awards is important in terms of just getting, creating awareness, brand awareness as well, which is quite important. And as you know, we usually have international delegates that join us during this time of the year. During the conference, and they are always invited to be part of the award ceremony. So, it also, and when we speak about investors, they're not necessarily buyers, but they're influencers, they're analysts. They are people that, do support us in taking the story beyond South Africa. And this would be a great, great opportunity for you to create brand awareness in the international community as well. And as you know that BPESA, once, the winners are announced, we also do a lot of social media post the awards, to also create awareness of the winners. So it's a nice way to position yourself. So I really do encourage you to participate. And if there are any questions, please do reach out to Naz. And before I conclude, I just want to acknowledge Yogan Naidu, our regional exec for KZN, because this was actually his brainchild, and it was, his way of also kind of giving back. He himself is a product of Nelson Mandela scholarship, and has always been very dedicated and committed to the brand, and kind of encouraged us. In fact, he wanted this to be launched last year, but it was a bit late when we actually thought about it. It was after Mandela Day. So he's put a lot of effort into this, and so I just want to acknowledge him for a great concept and a great idea, and looking forward to some really heartwarming initiatives. And I would like to wish you all the best with those as well. So thank you so much for joining us this morning, and look forward to engaging in other platforms as well. Take care, everyone. Bye.
Bye.
Nez, are we still continuing or are we done?